Hello, my mathematicians. Today we are looking at Module 17, Lesson 6, which is all about dividing decimals. Hopefully by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to divide a decimal by a decimal. So step it out. It says, Marcel sets up a lemonade stand. At the end of the day, she has made $8.75. But how many cups of lemonade did Marcel sell? So what is the division problem you're trying to solve? Well, she made $8.75. Let me see over here that she is selling them each for 25 cents. So we're going to be dividing by 25 hundredths. So then it says, what number could you write this problem as a fraction? Or how could you write this problem as a fraction? Well, our division symbol is the same thing as like the fraction bar. So we would go 8 and 75 hundredths over 25 hundredths. Then it says, what number could you multiply the numerator and denominator by to write an equivalent fraction with whole numbers? What is this equivalent fraction? Well, I need to move the decimal point over twice in both of these, so that means I would be multiplying by 100. So that would give me 875 over 25. This is right, and solve the new division problem shown by the equivalent fraction. So now we're going to have 875 divided by 25. So we're going to come over here. So 25 doesn't go into 8, but it does go into 87 3 times. 3 times 25 is 75. We subtract and we get 12. Then we bring down the 5. 25 goes 125 5 times. So 5 times 25 is 125. We subtract, we get 0. So we get an answer of 35. So then it says, how can you use this equation or this quotient to solve the original division problem? Well, since the two fractions are equivalent, I know that $8.75 divided by 25 cents is also 35. So how many cups of lemonade did Mary sell? 35 cups. So James rides his bike 16 and 3200 miles. He rides about 9 and 6/10 miles each hour. How many hours does it take James to ride this bike? So it says, what division expression models the situation? Well, we're going to have 16 and 32 hundredths divided by 9 and 6/10. So it says, estimate your answer. Show your work. Well, this is close to 16. 9 and 6/10 is close to 10. So we move our decimal point over once we get 1 and 6/10. So again, how can we write this as a fraction? Well, we can do 16 and 32 hundredths over 9 and 6/10. So write an equivalent fraction with a whole number denominator. And how did you do this? Well, we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by 10. So that's going to give me 163 and 2/10 over 96. So then we're going to write and solve the problem. So we're going to have 163 and 2/10 divided by 96. So 96 doesn't go into 1, it doesn't go into 16, it does go into 163, and that would be one time. So we get 96, we subtract, this would be 15, it would be 13, so we would have 7, and then 6, and then I bring down the 2, and 96 goes into 673 or 72. We're going to say 7 times 96 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus the 4 would be 67. So yeah. So we have 7. 672 is 0. Then we bring up our decimal point. So we get 1 and 7/10. So F says, how do you know the quotient of the new division problem is the same as the quotient of the original division problem? Again, since the fractions are equivalent. The quotient must be the same. So is my answer reasonable? Yes, because it is close to my estimate of 1 and 6/10. So how many hours does James ride? 1 and 7/10 hours. So that is all for today's lesson. Hopefully you are now able to divide a decimal by decimal. And remember, in order to be a math person, all you have to do is be a person and do math.